Hey guys, this is Dan,
Jacob,
and Sam from Fisher Jeep Adventures. Today is the start of a 4-day trip through the Allegheny Discovery Route. We took 64 west from where we live, up 81, jumped on West Virginia 259 to 48 and came across that way. We headed south down, and right now we're on Public Road 75, getting ready to head into the Dolly Sods wilderness area. So if this is something you're interested in, please stick around for the video. Please subscribe to the channel, like the videos that you watch, and please leave a comment. We really like the comments that you guys get. We try to get back to you as soon as we can. All right, we're gonna make a sandwich and then get to the video.
and pee, so I gotta pee.
You can't say I gotta pee!
I have to pee!
So we're pretty excited about the trip. It's about 300 miles or so of a combination of trails and roads just like this one where we have hard pack. This isn't anything difficult. We've seen a couple cars come up through here. It's just kind of bumpy. So we're in the National Forest right now, and like I said, we're headed to the Dolly Sods area. There is dispersed camping along this Public Route 75, so if you get here kind of late, there are some camping opportunities, and all the campsites are nice and level with fire rings. That was Bear Rock Overlook. Sits there right on the top of a ridge line, and is probably one of the coolest rock outcroppings and walks and picture of the valley that I've seen. There's plenty of places out here, it looks like, to hike. We're right at 4,000 feet here as we're next to or entering the Dolly Sods wilderness area, and it is windy as all get out right now. So this is it's absolutely beautiful space, and if you get a chance to come up here and check that out. So the views are outstanding. There's like a rock scramble, and there's some plateau out here. Different kind of off-roader on the road here. This is the gravel road that leads off of the Dry Fork recreation area, and this is the Dry Fork creek or river, and I believe we have to cross that here in a few miles. This is the start of the Canaan Loop trail. So we came past Canaan Valley Ski Resort and State Park, and now we're on the first part of the Canaan Loop. So hopefully we'll be able to find a campsite pretty quick. If not, we'll go all the way down to the Blackwater Recreation area. We made a late stop last night. We're on the Canaan Loop trail just outside the sign that says trail not suited for passenger cars. We made it about 90 miles yesterday. The highlight of that was probably Big Bear Rocks, sitting up there at 4,000 feet, and then the first water crossing of the Dry Fork. It started raining last night. Probably about 1 o'clock in the morning. It's 8 o'clock now and it's still raining. So it was a wet night last night. One of the things about overlanding is not everything works perfectly, and my rooftop tent has a leak. I think the rain fly isn't waterproof anymore, and so the entire tent is soaked. So the main bulk of today's trip is probably going to be the rest of the Canaan Loop trail, which is a lot of off-road stuff, so that should be interesting given that we got about an inch of rain last night. And then there's another river crossing that's about twice the size of the one earlier across Dry Fork again. So we'll go down to it and check it out. Jacob said he'd wade through it to see how deep it was. So we'll see how that goes. So we're gonna finish up eating breakfast and have some coffee, and then we'll get packed up and hit the trail. There is a lot of dispersed camping all along the Canaan Loop so far. Depending on what your plan is and when you want to stop, there's plenty of spots.
That's a diff killer. Do that.
say it's beautiful out here. We're at like 3,300 feet above sea level, and just the trees and just the way that the light is coming through. I mean, some of the pictures from yesterday were just incredible. So is the Canaan Loop road. So the first part of it, nice and gravel, lots of dispersed camping along the way. You get to the sign where it says road not fit for passenger cars, and it is not fit for passenger cars. So if you see that sign or come in the opposite direction, it's got 4x4 only. If you have the capacity to air down, I would suggest that you do. Not necessarily because you're going to get stuck. Some of the rocks are a little bit slippery and the traction would be helpful, but mainly it's for the ride. So the road is extremely bumpy, and riding around at 20 psi, if you have the capability to do so, I suggest you do. So this. All right, we came out of the little town of Davis, and we're on in the unincorporated space of Douglas, and we found another one of those cool signs that says path not suitable for passenger cars, next 5 miles. So was a hair-raising section. Got off camber. Tough little section right there. All right, guys, we made it to the Olsen Tower, and it's an old steel fire tower, and I'll show you what that looks like, and then we're gonna climb and see how high we can get. Pretty cool stuff. So what did you think of that?
It's all right. I liked it.
Kind of tall.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. So these are some of the things you can see on the Allegheny Discovery Route. All right, we just came off the mountain from the Olsen Tower. Just a fun fact, that thing was built in 1922. Was the first fire tower in the state of West Virginia. 133 steps. I don't know what that equates to in height, but it's high up there. So if you all get to this area and have a chance to climb it, and you're not afraid of heights, it's a pretty cool stop. right, this is our second river crossing. Now on the GPX file, it's got a skull and crossbones, so that's not encouraging. But it looks like it's okay. It's probably going to be a little deep, but I think we should be all right. All right, here's the second section. This looks a little deeper, but we'll see how it goes. Crossing was super cool. The second half of it was quite a bit deeper than the first part of it, and nonetheless easily done if you take your time. Jeep sits a little bit lower than mine, and he had water up probably 2 or 3 inches on the door, and water up to the headlight for the bow wave that he made. So Matt, you know who you are. We took a look at that one. Jacob almost got in it, and but we figured it was good enough. So looking at it, we could see the bottom really clear, and it hadn't come up a lot from the rain over on this side, so we figured it would be pretty safe to cross, and you know, obviously it was. So. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video thus far. So we got 2 more days, ultimately ending up at Flagpole Knob in Virginia. So we'll get there to camp tomorrow night, and then we'll go down Flagpole Knob backwards. My favorite 3 things of the first 2 days was Bear Rocks up there on the divide. Mm-hmm. The water tower, the fire tower, Olsen Tower, and then the second water crossing coming across Dry Creek of the Creech.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, so
I'd have to agree with that.
Yeah, and then this campsite is awesome. I mean, we're in the middle of nowhere. We're up at 3,700 feet. Like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is Dan,
Jacob,
and Sam, And please subscribe, like, leave a comment, and join us for the second portion of this trip, and we'll see you on the trail.
Cool. What you think about that, Sammy?